For nearly 13,000 years, the Stellar Accord governed the known galaxy. Its rule extended across three immense regions of space, binding hundreds of intelligent species under a single, unquestioned ideology. These civilizations evolved on wildly different worlds, yet they all accepted one shared principle: resources were limited, survival was unforgiving, and only strength justified existence. This belief was not viewed as cruelty. It was considered efficiency. Progress, the Accord insisted, demanded sacrifice. When humanity finally made contact with the Accord, the galaxy barely reacted. Earth was dangerous, yes, but hardly exceptional. Its gravity was heavy, its climate unstable, and its wildlife deadly, but many species had emerged from environments far worse. Human technology was functional but unremarkable. They had reached their moon and established colonies on Mars, yet faster-than-light travel remained beyond their capabilities. After a brief assessment, the Accord granted humanity provisional membership. Limited access to interstellar technology would be provided in exchange for strict adherence to Accord law. Almost every species accepted such terms instantly. Humanity did as well. Earth's petition was delivered by Ambassador Lin Xiao, a silver-haired woman in her 60s who crossed the Grand Assembly in a hovering chair. A childhood illness had left her legs immobile. Alien delegates observed her with confusion, some with thinly veiled discomfort. For 3 months, few believed her presence mattered. The evaluation proceeded routinely. Infrastructure compatibility was approved. Political alignment verified. Then came the biological audit. The Central Vitality Council oversaw biological compliance across the Accord. Its authority was absolute. Frailty consumed resources. Imperfection weakened civilization. Every mature species accepted this doctrine as necessary. When humanity's data was reviewed, alarms erupted across the chamber. 15% of Earth's population was classified as biologically non-optimal. The disabled. The chronically ill. The neurodivergent. The elderly. By galactic standards, the numbers were horrifying. Billions of individuals who, on any compliant world, would have been quietly eliminated were instead being sustained, educated, employed, and treated as equals. The Council demanded clarification. Surely the records were incorrect. Surely humanity practiced corrective measures not reflected in the data. Ambassador Xiao answered plainly. There was no error. Humanity did not cull its weak. They did not terminate the disabled or the ill. They did not measure worth by physical perfection. The chamber fell into stunned silence. An emergency session was convened. Overseer Threxel, a towering anthropoid who had overseen the absorption of dozens of civilizations, delivered the verdict. Humanity exhibits a dangerous cognitive deviation, he declared. They assign equal value to defective biology. If this ideology spreads, it will destabilize galactic civilization. 88. 6 hours of debate followed. Arguments echoed through the Grand Assembly, balancing efficiency against stability, control against risk. In the end, a compromise was reached. Directive 8124 passed by an overwhelming majority. Humanity was granted 1 solar year to comply. All biologically non-optimal humans were to be humanely terminated. All future genetic deviations were to be prevented. Screening and correction facilities would be constructed under Accord supervision. Failure to comply would result in sanctions, isolation, and eventual military enforcement. Ambassador Lin Xiao read the directive 3 times without speaking. Then she asked a single question. How many? Overseer Threxel replied calmly. Approximately 1.2 billion humans would be optimized under the mandate. Including her. You would be scheduled early, he added. Your participation would demonstrate compliance. And if we refuse? Xiao asked. No civilization has ever defied the Accord and remained unchanged, Threxel answered. The directive reached Earth on a Wednesday. Within days, humanity understood exactly what was being demanded. The galaxy expected fear. It expected surrender. It expected internal conflict. Instead, humanity unified. Parents stood before councils holding children who would have been erased. Veterans spoke from wheelchairs. Scientists, artists, engineers, elders, millions of voices rose together. Not in denial. In defiance. This was not politics. It was not economics. It was identity. When the global vote concluded, the result was unmistakable. 93% of humanity rejected the directive. No delays. No exceptions. No compromise. Ambassador Xiao returned to the Grand Assembly with 48 humans beside her, every one of them marked for death under Accord law. A painter without arms. A physicist with Parkinson's. A deaf-blind poet. A double amputee soldier. A mathematician with profound autism. An aging neurosurgeon losing her memory. Lives the Accord had deemed unacceptable stood openly before the galaxy. Xiao spoke calmly. We will not destroy our disabled. We will not erase our sick or our elders. Not one. Not now. Not ever. Then she delivered the final declaration. Humanity withdraws from the Stellar Accord. Effective immediately. Gasps rippled through the chamber. No species had ever chosen exile. You will not survive alone, the administrators warned. Perhaps not, Xiao replied. But we will perish as ourselves. Humanity left the Accord behind. The first year was devastating. Alien technology vanished overnight. Medical systems shut down. Energy grids collapsed. People died. The Accord waited, confident Earth would beg for reinstatement. Earth did not. Instead, humanity rebuilt, alongside the very people the galaxy had tried to erase. A deaf engineer led the team that finally solved faster-than-light travel. A blind programmer revolutionized navigation systems. A physicist with autism perceived dimensions others could not comprehend. 3 years after exile, humanity crossed the light barrier alone. Then the refugees arrived. Whispers spread across the galaxy. Stories of a species that protected its imperfect. A world where children were not killed for deviation. Ships began to appear in Earth's orbit. Families fleeing extermination. Entire communities escaping silent purges. Earth welcomed them. Human and alien children grew up together. Difference became normal. Compassion became policy. 5 years later, the Accord watched in fear as Earth flourished. Then the Void-born came. They erased entire systems without warning. The Accord's perfected fleets engaged them, and were destroyed within hours. Soldiers engineered for efficiency could not adapt. Every maneuver was predicted. Every strategy countered. Within 2 years, the Accord was collapsing. With extinction looming, they did the unthinkable. They asked Earth for help. 20 years after humanity's exile, an envoy stood before Ambassador Mara Xiao, the granddaughter of Lin Xiao. Deaf. Wheelchair-bound. A woman the Accord would have eliminated at birth. Why should we help you? Mara asked. The envoy had no defense. Only truth. We were wrong, he said. And now billions will die if you refuse. Not rulers. Not architects. Civilians. Children. Families who never chose the laws that condemned them. Mara brought the question to humanity. The debate reopened old wounds. Anger clashed with mercy. But in the end, humanity chose consistency. They would not decide who deserved to live.